And very rarely do I flick through the newspaper. But I found myself with a paper this morning, and I was flicking through, and it's just, well, unfortunately in these days of online stuff, you're like, if there's something I need to know, you probably heard it.
Yep.
But this is where I went, all right, hats off newspaper. You've got my attention.
Yep.
Congratulations. Page 16, I think it should have been a lot closer to the front. Young man, his name's Reese. He's a big picture of him. He's got chopsticks, and there's some, in the chopsticks, there's some dumplings.
Okay.
And it says, keen to devour a ton. And I thought, don't tell me. Could this kid be going for a record you and I have talked about on and off for the past 10 years?
Hugh Peck was the guy that...
I forgot what his name was, but I knew
Hugh
you'd
Peck
remember.
Was the guy that said he could eat 100 dumplings.
Yep.
Challenged. Hogs, I think, was the guy, my mate, that challenged him.
Yep. And initially, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I did want the history of our 100 dumpling saga.
Yeah.
Hogs just said, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
And so Hugh Peck said, I can.
You can.
I love dumplings.
Tried to set it up. And I think Hugh eventually said, I can't.
I'm busy.
I think he cited his then fiance.
Yep.
Said, I won't. She doesn't want me to, so I better not. And then there was an outpouring of social media.
And there was, correct me if I'm wrong
and
here.
And my favourite line ever. Can I just...
Yeah, I know what it is, and I want to let you do it. But I think what maybe turned the public's anger, or there was no sympathy for Hugh, not as much as there would have otherwise been, as he sort of still maintained, and I could be wrong here, but I believe my recollection is he maintained I could have.
Yeah.
I was just, my fiance saying she doesn't want me to do this kind of stuff anymore.
He said, absolutely I could have, I'm just not going to.
Rather than saying, I admit here that that's a lot of dumplings to fit in one human.
Yes, exactly. And then someone posted, you're full of lies, not dumplings.
Yeah. Which is a phrase we use to this day, if anyone lies. Which confuses everyone, because it's never in reference to dumplings. So Andy and I will quite often tell people, you're full of lies, not dumplings. And never has anyone said, in reference to Hugh Peck. Here's the thing, though. This young champion, Reese, I love his ambition, because there's a restaurant that runs a 90-minute all-you-can-eat dumpling session. The record is 100 on the nose, so someone's done it. Reese has gone, I'm going for more than 100. I don't know why there's that article in the paper about it, because he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. He's basically, the article should read, Reese is going to dinner tonight. It's like $20 for an hour and a half of all you can eat dumplings. So somehow Reese has got like a PR firm onto this to go like, let's get a bit of buzz around me, because I'm going to break the 100. So he's called it. At this
stage, he's just at Peck level.
He's just talking a huge walk. He's not dumping a dump in his mouth yet. So the thing is that they run this night every night. This Chinese restaurant, City Orchards Garden, it's called. Yeah. They run it every night, and they go, it's booked out for months in advance, and people love it. But again, he says, I don't have any experience. He's not a competitive eater. He just says, I thought 100 is not that big a deal. Yeah. So I'll give it a good crack.
So he needs a Hogs in his life to come in and go, I don't think you can.
Yeah, and I don't think it's us. I mean, I think we're behind Reese. Yeah. I'm confused as to why there's an article about it. Because here's the thing, though. If he's listening, if Reese is listening.
Well, this is the problem with newspapers versus online. They probably got the exclusive in this one. A guy that says he might go and eat 100 dumplings.
Guy's looking forward to dinner, and he's going to stuff himself.
And I am agreeing not to give this to any online publication.
Guys,
this is all yours.
If the dollars are right, I'm not giving this to the Australian. I'll keep this out of the broadsheets, and you can have the exclusive on where I'm going for dinner. So he looks like he's probably about 20, early 20s.
Yep. Big guy?
Nope.
Okay.
But you don't need to be. We know for record-breaking attempts. Here's the thing that worries me. He's a dumpling fan, so you definitely you want to go in passionate. Yeah. But he said, I'm going to savour the first few, then I'm going to crack on with it. I'd say I'd be there for the full 1.5 hours. Is his quote.
Yep.
Which you'd assume because it's 90 minutes of all you can eat piggery. And that's it. That's his tactic. I don't think I agree with his tactic, because you don't savour the first few, mate. If you're serious about getting to 100...
No. We both know it's 20 minutes.
There's a 20-minute window. You probably need to be about 80
in the first 20 minutes.
In the first 3 minutes. 13, 10, 60.
Yeah, 4 a minute.
13, 10, 60.
I reckon.
If anyone out there is experienced in eating dumplings I will say this. They appear to be gyoza dumplings, which is interesting
That's
from a
meat-based.
Chinese restaurant because I thought gyoza were Japanese.
Yeah.
Not here to start splitting hairs on cuisines. I could be wrong. But it looks like gyoza. So it's not a shumai or... Thankfully, it's not a dough-based dumpling because you wouldn't stand a chance.
No, exactly.
You probably couldn't eat 10 steamed pork buns.
It's not a bun.
People are calling it. Okay, 13, 10, 60. People wanting to give this guy advice if he is listening.
Yep.
Do you have experience eating a lot of dumplings?
Yep.
You don't have to have eaten 100. How many did you eat? What did it feel like? What were your tactics? How'd you get them down?
13, 10, 60's number here.
Just discussing the fact that I happened to notice, sort of buried away in the paper, an article about a young man tonight called Reese.
Yes.
Who is taking on a Chinese restaurant's 90-minute all-you-can-eat dumpling challenge. The current record is 100 on the nose, as I can tell from the paper. The article, very, very big photo too, like quarter of a page photo of him eating, with a plate of dumplings in front of him. The article clearly states his intention to beat that 100.
Yes.
He's never done it before. He hasn't eaten a lot of dumplings from what we can tell. So it's pretty much an article about where Reese is going for dinner, but he's going there with big intentions.
It reminded us of a situation years ago where there was a fellow who in our group that said he could eat 100 dumplings. It was more of an acquaintance, and Hogg said, no, you can't. I just need to quickly clear up something.
Yep.
Hoggs has just texted me. It was Lawrence Peck. Lawrence Peck.
What were we calling it?
Hugh Peck. It was Lawrence Peck.
It was Lawrence Peck, actually.
And Hugh Peck was another guy that we used to hang out with.
Oh, sorry, Hugh.
Who was a very lovely guy and would never make claims like that.
Okay.
And was very timid. And
official retraction.
What
are the chances of knowing two Pecks?
I just want to apologise to Hugh Peck. And
that's right, Lawrence Peck.
Dump that that level of obviously criticism firmly onto Lawrence Peck.
Yeah, scrape it. Let's scrape it all off the Hugh biscuit and scoop it all up with the Lawrence cracker. All the taunting guacamole that we'd lay it onto Hugh. That was our mistake. As I said, couldn't really remember his name.
Yeah,
but it was Lawrence Peck.
Full of lies, not dumplings.
Full of lies, not dumplings. As best we remember. Happy to be corrected on that, but that is our recollection of the events. But anyway, that's why this caught my eye. 100 dumplings. We've come across this before. We've often theorised.
Gotta get this guy on the show tomorrow.
If it's possible. Reese, I want to see how he goes tonight. Joel.
Reese's Pieces. How many pieces
of
hang on a
dumplings did he get? How many pieces of delicious cooked Wagyu wrapped up in dumpling wrapper did he manage to eat? Joel, this is huge.
You're the current
Joel, you're the guy that's got the hundo at the restaurant.
Ahoy, fellas.
Ahoy, Joel.
Ahoy, Joel.
Are you nervous that Reese has come out and said he's trying to take your record tonight?
Well, boys, I can tell you now that I went to school with Reese actually last year.
Really? So this is an intra-school stoush.
Yeah, got a message from him yesterday over Facebook for a few tips, actually, on how to complete it.
And did you bother giving him tips? I mean, he's going after your record, Joel.
Look, I can tell you now, I didn't give too much away. I already knew he was pretty mentally weak.
Yep.
Yes, spending a year with him, didn't think he was up for the challenge.
So what do you reckon he'll get, Joel? Where do you think he'll get to?
Oh, look, he's a small kid.
Yep.
I've never seen him do anything well. So let's say
Joel.
30.
Throwing haymakers. Look, we're behind. I mean, you got to root for the underdog here. But Joel, were you confused as to why he's got an article in the paper?
Oh well, I was shocked. I'll tell you that. I mean, I'm the undisputed world dumpling holder, champion of the world.
Well, you've done 100.
Did you get any press, any newspaper press when you did it?
I got a post on Facebook by the restaurant's page, but that's about it. I was shocked.
Yeah. Hey, Joel, I'm behind Reese to a certain extent.
Yep.
But if he falls short of 80, gosh, he's going to hit some criticism from me. Because
80 to 99 is sort of his acceptable zone now. He's done a press release beforehand. Obviously,
100%.
100 plus, and he's a hero. But really, less than 80. And there'll be questions asked tomorrow as to why valuable newspaper inches were spent.
Joel, what was obviously the end's the hardest, but did you feel at any point that you were never going to make the 100, or are you just coasting?
Oh, look, don't get me wrong. There's certain times where you do feel like you will break, but it's it's the mental and physical level you've got to get yourself up to on the day.
Yeah.
And he's saying he's going to savour the first few. And Hamish and I, having done a few eating challenges pretty badly, we know it's that opening 20 minutes you've got to trick your stomach.
Oh, 100%. You've got to get in that first 15, 20, that's breaking point.
Yeah, so how many would you recommend in the first 15, 20?
I would say try and get 40 to 50 in just in that time.
Yeah. Yep.
Because when that wall hits, boys, I'm telling you, it's game over.
Yeah. Joel, of the 100 dumplings that you ate, how many were a physical challenge and how many were mental? Where does the physical end and the mental begin?
Yeah, look, the physical, I think, ended when you're pushing towards, say, 60, 70.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that last 30 dumplings,
pure willpower.
That took me that long to get down.
Yep.
Lucky I had some support from a few friends with me.
Yep. Hey, Joel.
Jesus.
Mate, and thank you for reliving it. Obviously, we can hear
we've got. We got Warnie
Um,
coming in the show in 10, 20 minutes time. So to have two sporting legends on the show in one day is pretty big.
Joel, if Reese's manages to get 100 pieces in his mouth tonight, are you going to go back in? Will you, strap on the dumpling boots once again and try and reclaim the throne?
Oh, there's no doubt. I'm highly doubting that he'll beat me. He's known to be a man who talks the talk but can't walk the walk.
Would you like to say to him he's full of lies, not dumplings?
100%. Reece Caldercourt, you're full of lies, mate. You will never break this record, buddy. It's me. I'm the undisputed champion of the world.
Well, this is fantastic.
This is why people love the sport.
Yeah.
This is why people love the sport. It's just like UFC. Most of it's about the lead up and the showmanship. Reece, everyone. I mean, people want to see. We'll have to hear from Reece tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and get him on the phone. Hamish Andy. Hamish, I loved this story yesterday, and it was pertinent that we started the show with it because we love food challenges.
We do. And we
love big claims.
There's a certain challenge that's really, really close to our hearts and our stomachs. It's the 100 dumpling challenge. Yeah. And we've talked about someone being able to eat 100 dumplings for a long time.
Yes.
It's got a special spot in our history.
We were talking about this yesterday because you saw in the paper.
I saw an interesting article
in the paper. A young man called Reece he'd gone and done a photo shoot prior to calling his shot, saying that he would go to this dumpling place last night and eat 100, break the record.
They have this Chinese restaurant. They do 90 minutes, $20, all you can eat dumplings. Yep. The record is 100 on the nose. And so Reece was in the paper saying, I reckon I can do 100. Yeah. I really like dumplings. I'm going to savour the first few and then really get into it from there. It worried me. His tactic worried me because I just didn't think that was... Like, you don't savour any in an eating challenge. They're all numbers. It's not food. It's a number.
Get into it. And we brought this up yesterday and were surprised but delighted to get a call from a fellow called Joel, who was the record holder.
Joel, were you confused as to why he's got an article in the paper?
I was shocked, I'll tell you that. I mean, I'm the undisputed world dumpling holder, champion of the world.
Well, you've done 100.
Did you get any press?
I got a post on Facebook by the restaurant's page, but that's about it. I was shocked.
What do you reckon he'll get, Joel? Where do you think he'll get to?
Oh, look, he's known to be a man who talks the talk but can't walk the walk. Reece, you will never break this record, buddy. It's me. I'm the undisputed champion of the world.
All right. And now you expect your opponent and your fiercest competitor to be throwing haymakers like that. And whilst we had ultimate respect for Joel because he's put 100 away, and so he's qualified to talk on the subject,
excited by Reece.
Love nothing more than someone coming out and saying, I'm going to do something incredible.
Now, we don't have Reece on the line, but we've got Joel back. Joel, how are you?
Ahoy, fellas.
Ahoy, mate, Joel.
Not sure if you're aware or not of how it went down last night?
Boys, I've tried contacting Reece, but got no response. So I'm patiently waiting.
We also tried through Facebook, through some people to contact the show that said they knew him. He seemed to have gone to ground. And so first we were thinking, that doesn't really mean anything. It could just be a food coma. Yes. He put away 101 dumplings last night.
Maybe he's a current champion.
This guy's in a total gyoza coma.
Yeah, or he's just hanging out with heaps of babes after taking the record.
He's in Shanghai being given keys to the city.
So these are the things that we were thinking. But Joel, we delved a little deeper and we rang the restaurant.
We just got off the phone to the restaurant.
Joel, are you prepared? Are you worried? If we're about to tell you that your record's gone, how do you think you'll feel?
Boys, I can safely say that there's no doubt Reese would have had a good try, but there is no way he would have beaten the record.
Okay.
Well, Joel, we can tell you, and we've just received this news from the restaurant.
Yep.
He cancelled his booking.
Ooh. You're joking.
No.
He did not front up for a hundo dumpos.
Wow.
Maybe it was,
Now.
No, maybe that doesn't mean anything. Maybe it was an extra a week of preparation.
Benefit of the doubt. He might have had a mechanical. He might have could have been a flat tire, could have been a late bus, or he could have had too big a lunch.
Yeah.
And the whole, as you know, Joel, this whole thing comes down to preparation. If you eat too late, if you can't go to the toilet on time, what's the point of running a marathon if I've already got a bad ankle?
Or he's scared.
Or then I suppose there's option 3, which is he had a look at his newspaper article yesterday where he was saying he was going to eat 100, and on the bowl in front of him there was 25, and he just went, geez, can I really do 4 times that?
Look,
Joel,
boys, just quickly, I've got some inside information from when I last spoke to Reese, probably 4 days ago now.
Yeah, right.
Getting in the newspaper while he was at the restaurant. He was doing a trial run on the day.
Yep.
That's when he sent me the message asking for some tips.
Right.
He sent me a message saying on that day he'd got down roughly about 50 through his trial run, and he said there was no way he could get any more.
So, so you were confident.
I was very confident.
Right. Mate, excellent intel.
So
well, Joel,
he's gone out, he's walked the course and gone,
I can't play this.
I can't run this. This is
no way. Yep.
Well, Joel, thank you, mate.
I mean, you are absolutely unwavering in your knowledge that you keep that record safe
and belief in yourself, and you are officially and remain the people's champion.
I would like to say though, Joel, yes, credit to you, sir, for both winning and defending your title so well.
Thanks, boys.
I'd like to officially say though to Reese. We do believe in you.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you have a run at it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened last night. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. That's the beauty of dumpling eating is you can get to the start line and say, I'm going to do it later. Yeah. And you're actually not disqualified, unlike the Olympics, where they need to run the race at the time. Have a crack at it.
Yes.
Keep us informed. This has become the great rivalry. People are taking sides, Joel v. Reese. We'd love to see another chapter in this saga.
Joel, thanks very much, buddy.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, mate.
Hamish and Andy driving you home.
Okay. Studio's been filled with... We can't let this go. If you've just tuned in, yesterday on the show, young man in the newspaper, I saw an article in the newspaper about a guy called Reese. Yes. There's a restaurant that offers all-you-can-eat dumplings, Chinese restaurant. You got 90 minutes, as many as you want, $20. Reese has said, I'm going for 100, over 100, 101 to break the record. And a bloke called Joel ring up yesterday who does have the record, and he said he's not going to do it. I know this guy. I went to school with him. Yeah. He can't do it. Now, everyone was waiting with bated breath for how last night would go. Yeah. I'll pause the story there and rewind about 8 years ago to our radio show, where we had an eerily similar situation, where a guy called Lawrence Peck, who you went to school with, Ando?
No, it was at the same year level, but a different school.
Right. So from school days.
Yes.
Lawrence Peck was circulating this rumour that he could eat 100 dumplings. Yes. No sweat.
Yep.
Our mate Hawgs, who did go to school with you, Endo, childhood friend, Hawgs said, there's no way Lawrence Peck can do this. It became a bit of a Hawgs versus Lawrence scenario.
Yes.
Lawrence talked a huge game for months. Months and months, saying I could easily do 100. I'm very busy.
Lawrence is a big guy.
Yeah.
Hawgs is 6'6". Lawrence is a big guy as well. So if there was anyone in the group, you'd go, he'd give it a knock.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever felt anyone was going to press him, but that's Hawgs' character.
Yeah, Hawgs, if you say something in front of Hawgs, that's sort of like lying to a grand jury. Like you will be held to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hawgs pressed him. Lawrence pulled out.
Yep.
He said, I'm not going to do it. Could do it. This is what maybe put noses out of joint.
Yeah.
He said, I could do it, but my fiance doesn't want me to, and I'm just going to leave it.
Exactly.
And for no real reason, I'm just going to leave it. Like, well, you still have to eat for the rest of your life. Could you do it next year? No, I'm just going to leave it, even though I could do it. And that's what prompted the famous saying, you're full of lies, not dumplings. Anyway, so if people have just heard, if they're listening before that song, Reese...
He went to the paper.
He was in the newspaper saying, I'm going to do 100.
Bigger version of a Lawrence Peck. He's gone to the paper and said he'll do 100, and now he's just doing... I'm just going to leave it.
It seems because he cancelled his booking last night, he's doing a bit of I'm just going to leave it. I suppose I'm on the side of the fence going, well, we don't know what happened to Reese. We can't get onto him. Yeah. He might still do it.
Yeah.
And you just said the phrase, no, he's done a Lawrence Peck. This is like,
yeah, I've come back. I was pretty adamant about it. It's like, we've seen it. We've been here before.
We've been here before.
We've been here 8 years ago.
And you're seeing stunning similarities. It's like a detective that, you had an unsolved murder 8 years ago and suddenly you feel like the criminal's back out in the society. And you're like, this has got all the hallmarks of the Peck case.
It's not a sequel. It's a reboot. It's the same storyline, just with different characters.
And Ando has just yelled quite passionately, I just think this Reese guy's trying to pull a Lawrence Peck and he thought he could get away with it.
And he can't.
He can't because on your watch, it just seems like...
I won't let him.
It seems like almost that's what our radio show is for. Yeah. We exist, sure. We play some songs. We have a few musings. Yeah. We have a bit of fun. We talk about our lives. We talk about your lives. Yeah. We enjoy ourselves of an afternoon. Yeah. Sometimes we go on adventures.
Yeah. We like big claims.
It's the people's show. We really enjoy the radio, but it's a front. That's just what we do to pass the time between the important parts of our show, which is every 8 years or so, penalising and prosecuting someone that says they're going to eat 100 dumplings and they don't, and they Lawrence Peck it. And today, do you think we will see Reese step up to the plate?
I hope we're putting a little bit more pressure on him. I know I am, but in a nice way. Nice way, because the thing is, I don't mind if Reese fails. You and I have failed every single eating challenge we've tried.
We tried to eat 100 chicken wings in an hour, and then we were allowed to do it together, and we barely made it.
But what I don't like is I could, but I'm just going to leave it.
Sure,
that's the issue here. So let me make this very clear. I want this very clear to Reese as well. It's so fine for you to say you're going to leave it, but you can't say you can do it. If you're leaving it, you can't do it.
I think what we're getting at here is that because this has become we're special prosecutors for this kind of claim, a letter admitting you can't do it or a genuine attempt to do it, which, by the way, is the more honourable way out. Even if you fall some 40 short,
it's fine.
Are probably the two options.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you want it on the record. If you're not going to do it, you have to say because you don't think you can do it.
Straight after this, though, it's been an amazing thing to follow for us the last 2 days.
A saga
that stems back 7 years for us now. It's to do with one man claiming he can eat 100 dumplings.
Do you believe a normal human off the street can eat 100 dumplings at a Chinese restaurant? We've always argued about it, and it's a debate that's got a huge history for us. We've got our history with the debate. Yeah. Leading up to today's huge turn of events, which is the man that said he was going to the other night and pulled out mysteriously. We believe we're going to have him on the phone.
Yes, he says he's available to talk, and we're going to get to chat to him.
It's an exclusive.
Got to jump into this, Ham. It's a long story.
Yeah.
It starts, 7.5 years ago, I think.
It starts 7.5 years ago, and, I mean, we thought it had got like a comet, like an exciting comet. We'd never thought we'd see this story really again. But the same theme arose on Monday, Ando. And the theme is one man saying he can eat 100 dumplings. There's a history to it, so we've got the show historian and archivist, Cackling Jack, to rummage through the archives and take people back to the first time we ever talked about the topic of one person claiming they could eat 100 dumplings, a feat we weren't positive was even possible.
Let's go back to March 2009 when Andy's mate Hawgs made a bet.
Hawgs has walked out of the party with $1,000 bet that a bloke at the party called Lawrence Peck couldn't eat 100 prawn dumplings in 120 minutes.
There's no way the guy can do 100. Lawrence Peck can eat 100 dumplings.
Yeah, exactly. Who do you think you are, Lawrence? Because you're not downing 100 dumplings. I don't even know you, but I'm against you.
But Lawrence Peck's mates were confident.
Lachlan, we don't know who Lawrence Peck is, but you had yum cha with Lawrence Peck yesterday.
He was in training, gents.
Oh, jeez. Look at this. Lachlan, would you back Lawrence Peck if you were a betting man?
I would back all 129 kilos of him.
Oh, he's a big man.
Didn't know it was 129 kilos.
However, at the last moment, Lawrence pulled out of the bet, citing his fiance's disapproval.
He maintained, I could have.
Yeah.
I was just my fiancée saying she doesn't want me to do this kind of stuff.
He said absolutely I could have, but I'm just not going to.
Rather than saying, I admit here that that's a lot of dumplings to fit in one human.
And then someone posted, you're full of lies, not dumplings.
Which is a phrase we use to this day, if anyone lies. Which confuses everyone because it's never in reference to dumplings.
Fast forward to 2016, and Hamish spies this in the paper.
An article about a young man tonight called Reese, who is taking on a Chinese restaurant's 90-minute all-you-can-eat dumpling challenge. And it says, keen to devour a ton. And I thought, don't tell me. Could this kid be going for a record you and I have talked about on and off for the past 10 years?
We were contacted by Joel, who knows Reese from school, and who also happens to currently hold the record at the restaurant for eating 100 dumplings.
Joel, were you confused as to why he's got an article in the paper?
I was shocked, I'll tell you that. I mean, I'm the undisputed world dumpling holder, champion of the world.
Well, you've done 100.
Did you get any press?
I got a post on Facebook by the restaurant's page, but that's about it. I was shocked.
What do you reckon he'll get, Joel? Where do you think he'll get to?
Oh, look, he's known to be a man who talks the talk but can't walk the walk. Reese, you will never break this record, buddy. It's me. I'm the undisputed champion of the world.
24 hours later, before knowing the outcome, Joel was still confident his record would stand.
Boys, I can safely say that there's no doubt Reese would have had a good try, but there is no way he would have beaten the record.
Okay,
Joel, we can tell you, and we've just received this news from the restaurant.
Yep.
He cancelled his booking.
Ooh! You're joking.
No.
He did not front up for a hundo dumpos.
Wow.
So Reese had pulled out, and something about this had irked Andy.
Do you think we will see Reese step up to the plate?
I hope we're putting a little bit more pressure on him. I know I am, but in a nice way. Because the thing is, I don't mind if Reese fails.
Yep.
What I don't like is I could, but I'm just going to leave it.
Sure. Because this has become we're special prosecutors for this kind of claim.
Yeah.
A letter admitting you can't do it, or a genuine attempt to do it, which, by the way, is the more honourable way out. Even if you fall some 40 short.
It's fine. Absolutely.
You want it on the record. If you're not going to do it, you have to say because you don't think you can do it. So that's where we're at.
And it's exciting. And the excitement continues because on the other side of this song, Reese has come forward.
He's come forward. He went to ground. We thought yesterday that could be it. We couldn't get in contact with him. We just thought, look, he's cancelled his booking. He's not going to do it. We don't know why. We don't know his professional reasons, but he's walking away from the competitive dumpling world.
Our producers were trying him on Facebook, all sorts of means. They got a text that just said, this is Reese. I'm ready to talk.
He's come forward and he said, I want to take the stand. And his lawyers are saying, I really advise against it. You'll be grilled. You'll be cross-examined. You don't have to take the stand. He said, I want to testify.
He's going to do it after this, everyone.
The cross-examination begins.
Gosh.
Special moment for us, Ando.
It is.
Because we're talking about a topic that I'm sure most of the population would just let drift by, but it's got a very, very special spot in our heart.
Yep.
The question as to whether one human being can eat 100 dumplings. It's been a topic on our show that was huge 7 years ago. We had a mate, Hogs, who made $1,000 bet with a guy at the time, Lawrence Peck, that he couldn't eat 100 dumplings. Peck pulled out.
Yes.
This said he could still have done it, but his fiancée didn't want him trying. And that enraged us. And we thought, geez, we'll never have a saga like that again.
Until you saw in the paper, a fellow called Reese said he was going to go to a restaurant to try and eat 100 dumplings in 90 minutes.
And it caught my eye because he was taking on an all-you-can-eat challenge.
The City Orchid Garden Restaurant.
I believe it was. We got behind Reese. We waited with bated breath. Yesterday on the show, if you were listening, we found out that he cancelled his booking. He didn't go. We thought that was it. We thought he disappeared into the shadows. Kaiser Soze ate us.
We're trying to track him down. Our producer gets a text message from him that just said, this is Reese. I'm ready to talk.
I'm ready to talk. Finally, to put his side of the story forth, because we had a guy called Joel who was the record holder who stepped up and said, I don't think he can do it. I've eaten 100. He's trying to beat my record. I don't think he'll do it. Joel was given plenty of airtime, but we wanted the right of reply from Reese.
Reese joins us now.
We finally got him. Reese, how are you, mate?
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy to you, Reese.
Ahoy, Reese. No doubt it's been an emotional past few days for you.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
Reese, talk us through it. Were you meant to go, not last night, but the night before, for the dumpling eating contest?
Yeah, that's pretty much true, but I felt quite ill. But I'm not one to back away from a challenge.
I knew it! I knew it wasn't a back down, Reese. I thought it would be a mechanical issue. Maybe a late bus or a bad taxi.
Okay, so Reese is not pulling a peck.
He's not. You are not, Reese. You have managed to dodge one of the worst taints in human history, which is to be labelled a Lawrence Peck. You have dodged a pecking.
When it comes to dumpling eating.
When it comes to dumpling
He's
eating.
apparently amazing at
Actually, I've heard he's a really lovely guy.
all these other pursuits.
All these other pursuits. He's an excellent friend and a family member. But, Reese, what level of sickness were we? Talk us through the symptoms.
Oh, well, I had tonsillitis.
Oh,
I thought that would really hinder me my eating.
Oh, your throat's closing up.
Exactly.
It's an infection of the throat. The throat's a critical part of the swallowing mechanism.
It's a smaller pipe. You're trying to stuff.
You should actually have a doctor measure your esophagus and go, it's reduced by 17%. Yeah. You only have to eat 83 dumplings. you should get handicapped for how much your throat's closed over. No, Reese, you did the smart thing.
How long will it keep you out of action, Reese?
Oh, I've already rebooked.
Oh, right.
When are you going?
Where are you going?
Monday.
Oh, so inconvenient for us. We're on holidays.
We're on holidays. Reese, do you want to push it back?
We're about to take a 2-week break.
I don't want to take a guy out of his window.
I don't know how
you prepare
your training peaks work.
Yeah, but we'd love to see it on the 3rd of October.
If you stalled, could you stall it for 2 weeks so we could be part of it and we could be there to see you slam 101 dumplings?
Boys, that sounds like a plan, I reckon.
Oh, Reese,
great.
The new people's champion.
We now have got 2 more weeks of training.
Reese, we'll be in touch. October 3rd, let that be the date.
Reese, just because this has got a bit of a UFC feel about it, I mean, Joel was talking a bit of smack on the show the other day. He actually said, I've never known Reese to do anything well, I think was his barb. Do you have anything you want to throw back at Joel?
Yeah, the thing about Joel is that he likes to throw all these insults around, but, I think deep down he's a bit of a fragile character.
Yeah, right.
He's not too fragile. He's got 100 dumplings in him as ballast.
All right,
no, that's good. It's good. Reese is caught. He's wearing a mask.
Reese, we're behind you. We'll see you October 3rd. Thank you very much for coming forth.
This is awesome.
New people's champion.
Take 2 weeks off school. This is now the most important thing in your life.
It's Hamish and Andy.
Thanks, mate.
We're so excited about this tonight. We've got to do a bit of a recap for everybody, though. There's a story in the paper about dumplings. And there's some villains, there's some heroes. It'll all play out at a dumpling restaurant tonight. We'll take you back.
It all started when Hames saw this in the paper.
An article of a young man tonight called Reese.
Yes.
Who is taking on a Chinese restaurant's 90-minute all-you-can-eat dumpling challenge. And it says, keen to devour a ton. And I thought, don't tell me. Could this kid be going for a record you and I have talked about on and off for the past 10 years?
We were contacted by Joel, who knows Reese from school, and who also happens to currently hold the record at the restaurant for eating 100 dumplings.
Joel, were you confused as to why he's got an article in the paper?
I was shocked, I'll tell you that.
Well, you've done 100.
Did you get any press?
I got a post on Facebook by the restaurant's page, but that's about it. I was shocked.
What do you reckon he'll get, Joel? Where do you think he'll get to?
Oh, look, he's known to be a man who talks the talk but can't walk the walk. Reese, you will never break this record, buddy. It's me. I'm the undisputed champion of the world.
24 hours later, before knowing the outcome, Joel was still confident his record would stand.
Boys, I can safely say that there's no doubt Reese would have had a good try, but there is no way he would have beaten the record.
Okay,
Joel, we can tell you, and we've just received this news from the restaurant.
Yep.
He cancelled his booking.
Ooh! You're joking.
No. He did not front up for a hundo dumpos.
Wow.
So Reese had pulled out, and something about this had irked Andy.
I don't mind if Reese fails.
Yep.
What I don't like is I could, but I'm just going to leave it.
Sure. A letter admitting you can't do it. Or a genuine attempt to do it, which, by the way, is the more honourable way out.
So Reese joined us to explain his booking cancellation.
I felt quite ill, but I'm not one to back away from a challenge.
I knew it wasn't a back down, Reese.
And so Reese rebooked for tonight, and the 100 dumpling challenge is back on.
We could be there to see you slam 101 dumplings.
Boys, that sounds like a plan, I reckon.
Oh,
Reese.
Great.
Reese couldn't go without returning serve at Joel, the current champ.
Yeah, the thing about Joel is that he likes to throw all these insults around, but, I think deep down he's a bit of a fragile character.
Yeah, right. He's not too fragile. He's got 100 dumplings in him as ballast.
Reese joins us now, Ham. He's finished school for the day. Reese, how are you, bud?
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy to you.
Reece, today's the day. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, quietly confident, boys.
Yeah, great.
Well-
Now, what did you do for lunch?
Oh, not too much. I had a balanced breakfast and just haven't been eating too much throughout the day.
Well, that's good. Well, you don't want your stomach to shrink,
Yeah.
But you also, obviously, you don't want any food in there when tonight rolls around. Now, we're going to meet you at 7:30 at the restaurant tonight. Are you bringing along any mates, or what does your corner look like for this bout?
Oh, yeah, I've got some good backup, boys. Got about 7 or 8 friends coming along.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay.
Thought about your approach, or at the moment you're just kind of putting your mind elsewhere before you knuckle down tonight?
Nah, we've already gone through all the tactics, mate. I'm going to keep my cards close to my chest, though.
Oh, good,
Okay.
okay.
Now, what can we do as the commentators and as the support team for you tonight, Reece?
Because we want you to win it.
We want you to win. We want you to have the best possible chance. Do you want us to sort of run the kitchen and make sure you've got a fresh flow of dumplings happening at all times? Do you know what flavour dumpling they are?
Yeah, they've got a pretty good variety, but I'm going to go steamed chicken tonight, boys.
Right,
All chicken?
the whole way.
Yeah, I can try.
Interesting. Now, I've never done 100 dumplings, and when we had our nug challenge last year, I only got through 50 nuggets, but what I did find helpful was changing sauce from barbecue to sweet and sour when I got into the 40s, and you can trick your mouth into being a bit more excited. Would you consider having another flavour of dumplings standing by as an exciting flavour change-up?
Oh, it's definitely an option, I reckon.
Yeah, consider that.
I'll discuss with my team.
What about drinking? Have we talked about drinking? Are you going to have a water, Coke, Chinese tea?
Oh, no fizzy drinks, mate. Expands the stomach too much, you know.
Very smart.
Unlike when we've previously done this.
We've done this with a mate who thought drinking heaps of Coke would help him burp, and it was... Jeez, it got ugly. Reece, now, you're in year 12 at the moment, but as a 19-year-old, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Important year, obviously coming to the pointy end of the year. Did you focus at all in school today, or were you just consumed by thinking about dumplings?
I tried, but it was pretty hopeless. My mind was on tonight.
Well, you're going to be on fire tomorrow at school tomorrow with 101 chicken dumplings in you to fuel the brain.
We wish you well. You can get any job if you complete this.
This looks great on a CV.
It does look
Andy
great.
and I we've applied for our fair share of casual jobs, and one thing that really stands out to potential employers is I've done 101 dumplings.
Sings to them. Reece, good luck, mate. We'll see you at the restaurant in an hour's time.
Thanks, boys.
Good on you,
Cheers,
mate.
buddy. Look forward to it. We've been waiting for this, waiting to present the findings of a young man who said he could eat 100 dumplings. He didn't say it to us.
He said it in the newspaper, and we were lucky to stumble across the article. It was a few weeks ago now, a picture of a young guy called Reece, and it was sort of half advertising a local Chinese restaurant's 1995 all-you-can-eat dumplings for 90 minutes. And the headline was, words to the effect of, Reece has his eyes on a ton.
Yeah.
And we just looked at it and we went, this is fate, because we've talked about, can a human being eat 100 dumplings? You and I have talked about that many times.
Come up before.
We've talked about this probably for about the last 10 years.
Yeah.
A lot of our adult life, we've thought about this, and it's not because it's a well-known challenge.
No.
It's just always been a hypothetical we've thrown around. We've never had a go at it.
After a mate at a party came up and said, I think I can eat 100 dumplings.
That never
It was
eventuated.
challenged. No.
That never eventuated, and we've always wondered if it was possible. So when we saw this in the paper, we thought we've got to get involved in this because it's been a professional curiosity of ours. So we contacted Reece. Last night it was all set up. We went along to the restaurant. We sat down. We were excited. We did we bankroll Reece? Did we pay for?
I'm pretty sure we did.
We? Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Pulled together 1995. Said, all right, Reece, we're here for you, buddy. We're here for you. We want to see with our own eyes if this can be done. If one man can eat 100 dumplings. He's 19 years old.
He had a bigger room set aside.
Yep.
He had 10 friends and his dad there.
Yep.
And we walked in to meet our hero.
Okay, we're here at the dumping place. We've just rolled in. Reece at the head of table. He's got a team of 10 strong men, Ham. Reece, how are you feeling?
Yeah, very good. Quietly confident.
Can I just say, off the bat, I'm very excited about the size of the man.
I came in and kind of gave you a hug and a matey pat, and it was sort of secretly to just see if I could feel any firmness, hoping that you didn't have a full tummy. What I felt instead was what can only be described as a six-pack.
Yep.
Now, you obviously look after yourself. Your body's a temple. Today, we're trashing the temple.
Real rave party inside the temple, but that's okay.
I mean, you've got your iPod here. You've got your phone with the headphones in. Are you thinking of going music?
First 20 minutes, headphones in, not talking to anyone.
This is huge. What track are you going to listen to?
Oh, bit of Eminem maybe.
Yep.
Just, I don't know. when it comes on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mum,
Lose yourself.
Don't do the bit where you're nervous you got mum spaghetti on your top. You're not allowed to vomit, I assume, in the challenge. Are you hungry?
Very, very hungry.
Awesome.
That can be dangerous.
On what count?
Just in the sense you want to hit that first 20 minutes hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're not here to give you impossible targets.
Yeah.
But I think you would want to see 40 to 50 in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I know you've got 90 minutes, but if Andy and I've got any experience in this stuff, and we failed a lot of these.
Yeah, all of them.
The first 20 minutes is that window before your stomach can tell your brain to stop.
Yeah, definitely.
Reese, all the best.
Thank you very much.
You are a hero and a man amongst men for even coming and taking the challenge. I must say that. You had the option of writing a letter saying you could.
You had the option of a dishonourable letter.
Yeah.
He's taken the more honourable thing. Am I getting a nod from the dumplings lady?
Here they come.
Oh, here they come.
Here we go. The first plate. Clap it in, guys. Clap in the dumpling. Thank you, sir. And they're down. The timer is on. We're going to need another plate straight away. Thank you.
And he's using his hands, and he's into his first bite, and his headphones are in, and his mates are showing support tacitly.
Okay, that's one down.
That's 1 in 13 seconds.
He's put the second one in with one full bite.
That's 2 in 20 seconds.
Got the knee jitter going on.
He's getting 1 every 10 seconds at the moment.
Good boy, Race. Good boy. 3.
Here's number 3.
He's so focused. I love how focused he is.
Hey, what kind of sauce is that? Because it's a bit dry.
Soy.
He wants sauce. Give the man sauce.
Yes.
What do you want? Just there.
Yeah, great.
Thank you very much.
Hamish is now spooning in sauce. It's very important to have crew. That was the equivalent of, someone coming alongside in a car during the Tour de France and handing you
some soy sauce.
giving you a bottle of soy sauce.
Your dumplings are too dry.
Stick around, everybody.
I mean, he started so fast.
It was amazing.
He at this stage,
4 in the first minute.
He was on track. Yeah, I mean, he was on track to be done in 25 minutes.
Yes,
and that's finishing some 65 minutes early.
Without giving anything away, he slows down a little from 4 every minute.
But the
challenge continues.
The next bit gets hard. Now, this thing got bigger, I suppose, than Reese was planning on it being happening. He had no idea. He couldn't have known that to you and I, Ando, the proposition of a human being eating 100 dumplings is something we've talked about for years, usually off air. So we jumped on this. He was kind enough to say, all right, I'll schedule it for last night so you guys can come along and watch me complete this feat. We just went, we just have to see it done with our own eyes. Can we, just for people that are interested in the technicalities of the dumplings here, they were a steamed chicken dumpling. Now, we said to him, mate, chicken is interesting. It's quite a lot it's a minced chicken meat.
It's
quite a lot of minced chicken, and there's a lot of dough on these steamed dumplings.
He could have gone any dump as well.
There's vegetarian, there's pork,
prawn.
And there's prawn. You could have gone steamed or fried. He chose steamed chicken, he thought, for taste and texture. That's what he wanted to go for. We said, look, you're the athlete. You pick what shoes you wear, etc. We're just interested to know your choice. But I think, how many dumplings are we in here? Like 15 down? Yeah. He's woofed through 15. Temperature didn't seem to be an issue. He's chewing hard. There's no way he's full yet. Like 15's delicious. You're still in, at that stage you're going, this is enjoyable.
He's done it inside 4. He's done it inside 4 minutes though. That was crazy.
We were running out of steamed dumplings because this place is an all-you-can-eat dumplings restaurant, and there's like 100 other people at the restaurant who are also trying to eat all they can eat. And so the kitchen's under an enormous strain. And we'd promised to Reese, we're going to make sure we got you like a train of dumplings coming. And we worried for a few minutes here that we'd let him down. Now, all his mates are at the table too, like 10 mates, and they're eating the fried dumplings.
Not his one of choice.
Not his dumpling of choice, but he's in the window where you can't wait. You can't pause. You've got to keep eating. What you're about to hear is, we would pick up the action and we were panicking, and everyone had made the decision on the fly, geez, maybe just for the next few dumplings, sub in some fried ones. And it was mayhem.
We need dumps. We need dumplings. Pass them up, boys. You got them? You got them? Give them.
Are they the same type?
Nah, they're fried.
They're different.
They're fried. We face a real big decision here because we're getting to number 15 steamed.
I wouldn't go fried.
Okay, I'll just taste one, see if they're adequate. They're heavier.
This is exactly what we didn't want to happen.
This is mayhem.
How far away from steamed dumplings?
Steamed.
5 minutes. We need it now.
4.5 minutes too long. All right, he's doing fried.
This is crazy.
Careful, they're a lot hotter.
These ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I just want normal ones.
Just eat them.
Eat it. Dump it in water.
These ones look flatter. Oh, this is unbelievable.
Oh my God!
We've
so
failed
at
him.
number 16,
We've failed him
he's switched
first.
to fried because he's
Failed him
Reese
off
has
the-
picked pace. He's picked pace over type of dumpling. If he wins, we look back at this as the premiership plate of dumplings. They're here, Reese. Stop eating fried. He's at 17. He's now looking at the next 20 steamed.
What am I on?
17. You're on 17. Going strong, big fella.
You're doing
Keep
bloody
going.
well,
Focus.
Reese. You're doing bloody
use
well.
Use some water. Cool your mouth down. You're not so cold that your jaw cramps. You know what you're doing.
Dumpling supply crisis averted. We let Reese settle into the 20-minute golden window of stuffing his face before we checked back in with him.
Now, we know from experience, from our own and from researching this, the first 20 minutes is where you want to do the bulk of eating. It's 20 minutes in, he's eaten 37 of the required 101 dumplings. When you've eaten 37 dumplings, you're not hungry anymore. No. And this is where it becomes mental. The first 30 are hunger, the last 70 are mental, because your body's saying, hey, I'm full. Yeah. And you're saying to your body, I'm in charge today. You don't get a vote today. And what he's doing now is overriding the constant signal from his stomach telling him, stop this madness. You're over dumping me. Keep going, champ. You got 67 minutes to go.
Cool.
Still confident?
Yeah, pretty confident.
Yeah, cool. Good man. But any athlete will tell you nothing is possible without the love and support of your family. Something Reese had in the form of his dad, Mark.
Mark, has he had great eating ability back at home?
No, not really. He claims to be a big eater, but he doesn't really eat that much at all, really.
Jeez, we're unfortunately hearing that quite a lot from the detractors.
So where he thinks he can do 100 dumplings, I don't know.
I mean, is he the kind of kid that when he says he's going to do something, no matter what, he does it?
No.
Just looking for a positive soundbite here at all, Marcus.
Is he the kind of kid that will just love the attention of saying he's going to do something and then forget about the fact he has to do it?
Possibly.
He's us. He's us. He's us. He's just a guy that knows that a headline sells and then you annoyingly have to follow through with it. He's at 51 dumplings. Now,
amazing.
He's about 45 minutes in. He is slowing.
He's at the halfway point.
Halfway mark.
He's got 45 minutes left.
He's slowing down. He's tiring. He's got 10 mates there. His dad, Mark, has come along to cheer him on, is one way of looking at it, but his dad was fairly critical of him. He was giving him a fair bit of tough love throughout the process. But the other twist in the tale is Reese knows the current record holder. There is a guy called Joel that we've had on the show.
Went to the same school. I don't know what they're doing at that school.
Went to the same school. Joel has done 100.
Yeah.
Joel's done 100 dumplings. So Reese has got a table full of his mates. His dad's staring at him, and he knows that Joel is willing him from somewhere. Who knows where Joel was last night? But Joel does not want Reese to get to the 100 dumpling mark. How are you feeling? What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just taking a quick break.
Yep, that's okay. It's fine. You got time. You got 43 minutes left. 44 really. Yeah. Talk us through how your body's feeling.
My body's telling me to stop doing it, but keep going, keep positive.
Are you at the stage where you're swallowing easily still, Reese?
No way.
Not swallowing easily.
No way.
See, this is an interesting question then. Mm-hmm. If you feel that you can't make, I'm not saying that's what's happening. If you feel like with 42 minutes to go, you've taken nearly 6 minutes to eat the last one.
No one's counting.
No one's counting.
But I suppose we are in the sense that we've counted one dumpling in 6 minutes.
Is there a point where you go, well, I should just go up now because I'm not going to make it? Or are you going to go down honourably?
You're going down and swinging.
I don't know, mate. It's pretty tough.
How's the waist belt feeling? Tight?
Very tight.
Pants tight?
Very tight.
Yep.
To be honest, I think I'm going to throw the towel there. I'm honestly gone. I can't fit any more in.
Wow.
Okay, what are we?
It's 52.
52. You're more than halfway. Just. Try one more.
All right, I'll do
One
that.
more.
One more. We're going to have to do this chant 49 times.
Get ready.
So, okay, Reese, how's it feeling in the mouth now? Still as delicious as initially? Or?
Not at all. Oh, man, the pressure's building, eh?
Who's driving him home?
Dad's just told you it's the train of shame. Shame train. You're on the shame train home. And did you drive in?
No.
You go on the train too? Separate carriages. Your dad's riding up front with the driver.
Good work.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man.
Are you wondering how Joel did it?
Yeah, honestly, I am. I don't know how he did it, honestly. Oh, my goodness.
Put your mind forward to tomorrow to our radio show. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Yeah. Because Joel can call 131060. He's got phone credit. He's going to listen to the show.
Oh.
And he is going to be dancing a hell of a jig on your grave.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm just trying to fire him up.
Yeah, mate. He's got 30
He hasn't eaten a dumpling in 10 minutes.
Dumpling for a long time.
Oh, I don't think... Nah, mate, that's it. I think...
Watch
the
out.
towel's on! Ladies and gentlemen, the official count, 52 and a half.
Yes, well done. Last words from you, Mark, on the subject?
Pathetic.
A father's love knows no bounds.
No.
When you sat down in this restaurant a few weeks ago and took a photo for the newspaper and said,
Oh, no.
I'm going for the ton. How do you feel now?
Oh, pretty stupid, mate.
I can understand. But can I say, Reese, from two guys that constantly make big claims and never live up to it.
Welcome to the club.
Bad luck, Reese. Look, gallant. He showed up.
He
and
did,
that's been
Anna.
our problem in the past with this challenge. People saying they could do it.
But they just don't want to.
They haven't.
And he fronted up and he realised that 52 and a half chicken dumplings. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's not a dish you would order outside of an all-you-can-eat scenario.
Yeah.
There's a reason when you go to Chinese restaurants, the dumplings usually come in 3 or 4s, is because that's around about the amount that's appropriate for a table or a person.